Welcome back. You're watching Who Left Assam Burn. Even as riots kept spreading in the remote pockets of Assam, there was a blame game which was taking place between the state government and the centre, accusing delayed response from the side of the centre as well as the state. And as such, the riots kept spreading and people were being butchered.
A baby born in a relief camp to a mother who fled certain death during the riots. A pregnant Shahida Khatun had to run with all the courage she could muster. Shahida Khatun had been living in Nalbari in Chirang district with her husband Noor Hussain when the riot struck. Shahida was forced to flee and then she walked 30 kilometers alone along with hundreds of other women to the relief camp in Bongaigaon. She shudders to think what is the fate of her husband, a farmer who could not run out with her. Shahida's fears are not utterly misplaced when you look at what unfolded that night.
This house in Dorabari is still on fire. You can very clearly see in the visuals that the people here living in this particular house did not get enough time even to take along the medicines they had for them. Apparently, every commodity in this particular house was set ablaze. It is still burning. You can very clearly see that apparently the riots must have taken place in the night time. As such, this mosquito net is still intact. And the people who were living in this house, they fled for their dear lives as almost every house in Dorabari was set on fire by the rioters. Apparently, this took place on the 23rd itself. Now, there is not a single soul in this particular village. And till the time normalcy returns in the riot-affected areas, most of these people would be living in the various camps that presently they are staying.
Sadly, the Bodos too met with a similar fate.
কাপড় সুপুর সবগুলা ফোরা গেছে গোহর বাড়ি ধান একেবারে কোনো সরকারে অ্যাকশন নেয় না আমার ভালুক জোড়াগাঁও
Over 2,000 families from various villages have taken shelter in an open space by the river. People are suffering and with a lot of ailing people and little or no basic facilities.
उग्रवादी ने बोरो जाति ने हमारे घरवारी ने जला दिया है। इसके बारे में सरकार ने आज तक इसका कुछ कार्रवाई नहीं किया।
And then there is the fear of fresh attack, like the one on the 27th night.
जो बांग्लादेशी हमारा वो जो भालुकजोरा आके हमारा को आक्रमण करा है, इसलिए हम जो रिलीफ कैंप पाइकोंदरा में रहता है, इसलिए हमको सरकार ने अभी तक रेशन नहीं दिया। वो रेशन के लिए हम लोग कितना मांग रहा है।
Biabari is one of the worst hit areas. Even today, there are buffalo carcasses pumped with bullets lying around.
There is still a sense of fear in some of the remote districts of Chirang. In fact, these are the people fearing their lives. Now they have come out of their villages. Much earlier, they had managed to take their women and children to safety with some of the belongings, but their cattle were left behind.
The renewed violence in Kokrajhar is a pointer to shortcomings in the formation of the Bodoland Territorial Council, BTC, say analysts. The conflict between ethnic Bodos and immigrant minorities continues to linger despite the formation of BTC under the 6th schedule. While the complaint of the non-Bodos is that the tribal population is a minority in the Bodoland Territorial Areas district, only about 1/3, the grievance of the Bodos is that immigrants are continuing to enter BTAD areas and settle down on tribal land. Though the trigger to the outbreak of violence is ascribed to criminal activities, tension was brewing for some time.
Government report is always not correct. They sometimes, most of the time, they try to hide something which is reality. So they are afraid of this human rights commission and everything, that this and that. So, but it's sure that in this class there is very few casualties than other clashes happened in other years.
The old and the ill are especially in peril. But is the government listening? With the farmlands gone and Assam's notorious rainy season at its peak, what's in store for these people?
And the people living in these areas are glued to their farmland. Now, since a riot has broken out in the entire area, most of the farms have been left unattended, and this is going to impact them in the months to come.
The Assam problem is blamed on large-scale illegal immigrants from Bangladesh and demands immediate government intervention.
1952, the first Bodo Muslim clashes occur as East Pakistan Muslims first seek access to Assam. 1971, Bangladesh is formed and a spurt in illegal migrations is witnessed. 1971 to 91 sees Assam's Muslim population rise by 77.34%. The impact is felt in a lack of employment, resources, and a rise in crime.
There is a lull after 8 days of mayhem in Assam. A relief camp torched in Duramari village of Kokrajhar, a woman shot dead, a child dying of malnutrition within days of his birth. At nearly 200 relief camps across the region, housing close to 4 lakh people, the challenge is big yet.
हम लोग का ये गांव को जला दिया, सब घर तर सब जला दिया.
Chief Minister Tarun Gogoi's reassurances of normalcy finds no takers. The relief camp challenge looms larger than ever. Along with passing the buck, Gogoi has repeatedly blamed the centre for delays in troops deployment. On its part, the centre has attacked the state and the army, saying that no proper assessment of the riots was done and non-availability of army personnel for deployment. The army rejects blame, saying due procedure was followed under the circumstances. All this has added up to strong ammunition for the opposition, and Assam has become a stick to attack the Congress with.
Clear case of colossal negligence by the government of Assam and a clear case of gross indifference by government of India.
Politics behind communal tensions. How often have we heard that story? Though this time again, any permanent solution to the Bodo versus non-tribal face-off remains as distant as ever.
The Assam government has blamed the centre, saying the centre failed to deploy forces in time. And if the centre had intelligence reports, why didn't they act on their own? The centre in turn blames the state government and the army, saying the Assam government failed to estimate the extent of violence, and that the army did not have enough personnel to deploy on the 20th and 21st of July. The army has rejected this blame, saying it followed the established procedure in a communally charged situation.
The NewsX team even reached deeper into the interiors, places that remain completely cut off even now. Nangal Bhanga faced another bout of violence on Friday evening, well after the government claimed that all was well. An indication suggests this place may be just one of many in the same boat.
हमारे आंखों के सामने हम वहाँ बैठ के देखें कि हमारे आंखों के सामने हमारे घर जल रहा है, हम एक भी रुपया नहीं निकल पाए हैं, कोई सामान नहीं निकल पाए हैं, कोई पहचान पत्र नहीं निकल पाए.
Assam has come to assume the status of a blot for the Congress, much like Gujarat for the BJP. No missing the slow action and delayed responses as a common denominator, forcing the grand old party onto the back foot.
Those who always criticize the unfortunate Gujarat riot, even after 10 years, like a campaign nationally, internationally, are maintaining a conspicuous silence as far as colossal government negligence is concerned in Assam in the wake of unfortunate riots.
Questions arise on just how deliberate the delay actually was, to what degree it was meant to cater to vote bank politics, and just how far away real normalcy for these people lies.
The current of tension and animosity has always been there, because these are immigrants who came from Bangladesh and they have moved into tribal areas, and taken possession of certain plots of land. I do not know under what circumstances, whether they were allotted that land by government or whether they bought it from the Bodos, but the fact remains that they are settled there and they have got possession over certain stretches of land. Now, this has been causing tension between the Bodos and the non-tribals, or you can say the Muslim immigrants from Bangladesh.
Whereas the Bodos complained of non-tribals settling in the allotted Bodoland Territorial Areas District (BATD), the non-tribals, mostly Muslims, say they are in a majority but enjoy no special facilities. Accusations of criminal activity on either side have also stoked fires.
Illegal migrant is the established issue of Assam. You see, since the last 4 or 5 decades, there is continuous movement and struggle against the illegal migrants. You have seen the Assam Accord. It was only for illegal migrant. Now, ASU and some organizations, they are saying that implementation must be there, Assam Accord implementation. So, the ignorance of the government, that's giving space to those people to create some this kind of activities.
Politics behind communal tensions. How often have we heard that story? Though this time again, any permanent solution to the Bodo versus non-tribal face-off remains as distant as ever.
That's all we have got for you in the show. But for latest news and updates, keep watching NewsX.